Here's a quick lesson to learn about men and women. Tonight I spent quite a lot of time with this lady, with this woman, trying to explain something to her. And I'm thinking I'm giving her the best advice. I'm really helping her with lots and lots of things. And she comes to the end of the evening and she says, you're not listening to me. And I was like, what? She was like, yeah, you've been giving me all these things and ideas, but you're not listening. You're actually not listening to me. I'm like, what? This sounds like my partner here. That she says I'm not listening to her. And I said to her, what would I have to have said for you to say that I am listening to you? And she was like, well, you're not listening to me. You're giving me all these like big explanations and things that I must do and all these solutions, but all I want you to do is tell me that you understand me. And I was like, are you kidding me? I didn't say that, but it was like, are you kidding? All I had to do was say, I understand, and I could have walked away from spending all this time trying to help you with advice. What a waste of time. Well, there you go. Big lesson learned. Sometimes all a woman wants to hear, and Dr. Gray says this in his book, Men are from Mars, Women are from Venus. All you have to do is tell a woman, I understand. No, I understand, sweetheart. No, I get it. No, you're right. You're so tired. You're exhausted. You get home and you're exhausted. I'm not being sarcastic. Honestly, I'm being legitimate here. Women genuinely just want to hear that somebody understands where they're coming from. And you've made a lifetime friend. Wow. It's quite shocking, actually. The human race is messed up. Very messed up. It was funny because part of the conversation was she wanted to, basically she works at a hospital and she's telling me that there's this massive amount of negligence that happens at every hospital. Patients get killed. That's what she was telling me. Patients get killed. And the negligence is so bad. Nurses are very bad. Not all nurses, there's some good ones. But for the most part, when things go wrong, they don't care. They'll actually allow a patient to die. They'll switch off a ventilator because it's just too much hassle. Can you believe it? They'll switch off a dialysis machine just for the sake of it's too much hassle. And then they expect, not all of them, but some of them, they'll expect other nurses to just do that, to be negligent as well, so that they're involved in murder, just like they are. Pretty hectic subject, I know. But I was intrigued because I'm saying to her, this is ridiculous, this is horrific. You need to make a plan about this. What are you going to do? And she was like, well, I want to bring down the hospital. I want to sue the hospital. I want to have so much power that they will not ever do that again because they've hurt me. And I'm thinking, why is she saying this to me? And I said to her at one stage in the evening, and then she wanted to sue them and do all of these things, and she wanted a big payout check. And I thought, whoa, hold on. Because she wanted legal advice. And I said, look, I can't give you legal advice. All I can do is I can tell you that there's one or two options, and you'll need to go to a law firm. And you'll need to file this thing procedurally correct. Otherwise, it's not going to work. She was like, okay, I get it. But you're not listening to me. I was like, what? What do you mean I'm not listening to you? And then I started to really listen to what she was saying. And I said to her, don't let your desire for power be more than your desire to do good in the world. And then she got a little offended. She was like, I don't want power. But it sounded to me like she really wanted power, that it was all about power. Anyway, once I'd unmasked her, she straight away went into this thing of, she just wanted to have them meet her demands, and because they don't take her seriously. And I'm thinking, whoa, where have I heard that before? I've heard this before many times. For whatever reason, people run into loops. They loop themselves around and around, and they fall into a pit of their own belief system, right? It's like when you hear somebody say, they've tried that, and I'm going, but have you really tried it? And they go, yeah, I've done that. And then, have you done this? Yeah, no, I've done that. And have you done this? Yeah, I've done that as well. And I'm thinking, but I can see from your paperwork that you haven't done any of those three choices properly. And then they're like, yeah, but I've done it. And I'm like, yeah, but you've done it wrong. And when you do it wrong, it's not going to work. You have to do it correctly. I've had experiences where I've done something wrong the first time. It's gone nowhere. But when I've done it correctly, or I've used the correct person to do it, it works. Sometimes you have to do things properly. When you do things properly, things work. But she didn't want to hear any of that. She just wanted to hear me say, yeah, I understand. Yeah, no, I get it. I know how you feel. Oh my goodness, they shouldn't have treated you so badly. Oh, they need to apologize to you. And I should have known that, because her letter was filled with, I apologize. You need to tell me. You need to apologize to me about this. You need to apologize. You need to apologize. You need to apologize. I'm like, wow, where have I seen that before? Partners do that to each other all the time. You're not listening to me. I'm like, what? I do listen to you. No, you're not. I love all these other people around me that are my friends, because they listen to me. They actually side with me. They say, oh, poor girl. You're living in an awful relationship. Oh, your man is an awful man. Oh, terrible. That's what they want to hear. They don't want to hear the truth. And then what happens is they have this belief system inside themselves. And this belief system is, I'm a victim. And that's it. Now everything is done through the filter of, I'm a victim. He's horrible to me. He shouts at me. Never shouted, ever, not once in my whole life. I never shout. I'm a very quiet person. But now and again I do go, hey, hold on a minute. I'm not doing that. Stop shouting at me. What are you talking about? I'm not shouting at you. I'm just telling you perfunctorily. I'm telling you with strength. I'm saying to you, don't do that, or don't go in that direction. No, that's too strong. I can't it's not even raising my voice. It's just you can't say something in a certain stern way. So that's what happens. People get into this loop where they now hear you from this perspective of this label they've put over you. You shout. I've never shouted. I've been formal. I've been, stern. I've spoken with authority, but I've never shouted. When somebody turns around, and these are all examples, by the way, of different things from different people, different partners. Then you have a situation where somebody says, you never listen to me. And you'll find, like I did yesterday when I was talking to a friend of mine about his relationship with a lady, his wife, and he hasn't for 7 years had any physical intimacy with her, any connection, but they still live together in the same house. I thought, that is unbelievable. That's like hurtful. And I said to him, but you never talked to her? No, we never talked to each other. Why? What is stopping that talking from taking place? And he couldn't answer the question. He said, I don't know. I actually don't know why she's upset with me. And I said, are you seriously saying that? You don't know why she's upset? He goes, honestly, don't know. And when we speak, she always says the same thing. She says, you never listen to me. You shout at me. You are disrespectful. You don't respect me. And I said, is that true though? He goes, it's not true. I respect her. I love her. I never shout at her. I speak to her with authority, but I never ever shout at her. And I said, this sounds exactly like everyone else that I've spoken to. We all in the same boat here. Why is it that people, women, and I'm not knocking women, I love women, I think women are amazing, but why is this happening that women seem to do this? And I guess men do too. And if truth be told, men can do the exact same thing. They can say, well, she just never wants to go out. No, she's not interested. She wouldn't be interested in doing any of that. Nah, she's not there. Nah, that's not my partner. Nah, she would never do that. And I'm thinking, is that true though? Do people really just become caricature versions of themselves and they don't move on? They don't proceed to go to the next level? What happens? Well, it turns out that's true. It turns out that people fall into this paradigm of fallenness. They just don't want to believe. I spent the last almost year in 2020, I spent a huge amount of the year changing. My life changed. My personality changed. My desires to do valuable things changed. My desire to serve God changed. Everything changed. You looked at me and you saw me change. People around me everywhere said, wow, you changed. What did my partner say? I don't believe you've changed. I was like, what? How can you say that? You can see me transform in front of you, and you don't believe I've changed. I have no answer for what's going on right now. I have no answer. All I know is that we live in a broken world, and for whatever reason, people don't want to flexibly adapt to their wedding vows. They don't want to acknowledge that they said they'll be there for better or for worse until death us do part, to love and to cherish forever. Not somewhere there, I'm going to stop loving you. I'm going to cut all intimacy from our relationship. I'm never going to speak to you. I'm going to put labels on you, and that label is going to stick. And I'm not going to make adjustments. I'll make no adjustments whatsoever. I'm going to think you're disrespectful, and that's it. I will never change my mind after that. Well, tonight, this lady that I met, this person that I was sitting talking to her outside a coffee shop until it was dark and the lights got turned off and we couldn't talk anymore because we were outside this coffee shop and the sprinklers went off and all her paperwork got wet, etc. And we sat there and I thought, I just want to get out of here. To be honest with you, this is totally not cool because she's just showing me again and again that this is the reason she's single. This is the reason why nothing has happened in her life, is because she put labels on someone and said to this guy, you're not listening to me. You don't listen to me. You just don't listen. You're disrespectful. You speak loudly. You are shouting at me. And this guy never did any of that. For whatever reason, there's a spirit of Jezebel at work in the world that is extremely controlling, and it is destroying relationships. I don't know what else to say. I genuinely don't. I'm actually sad. I find I have no answer for what's going on in the world. Most of it makes no sense, and I feel hurt. But at the same time, I'm also very whatever. There's no way around it. There's no answer. It's just how it is. So what is the solution? I mean, there must be solutions, and I like solutions. I don't want to end off a recording with questions and then no solution. So my solutions are simple. Get on with your life. Do what you are doing. Keep growing. Keep doing things. Keep achieving things, right? Make changes that are so radical around you that people are forced to acknowledge that you have totally changed. I end off with a very quick story about an engineer, a German engineer, and his South African wife who came to Australia just about the same time as we did when we arrived here. And I, over the years, saw something happen there which was unusual and made me question so much. It made me realize that sometimes it's so easy for people to so quickly hurt or break up a relationship when they could have hung in there. And they could really have made things work, and with good communication, which is needed daily, they could have just made it work. And it saddens me. It saddens me that they were such a beautiful couple with beautiful kids. And all it took was, hey, I know where you're coming from. I understand your situation. Let me say yes. Let me understand you better. Let me love you for who you are. Let me understand your world better. Let me not let you go off into the world by yourself, believing what you do without buying into it as well, without getting saved. She believed, she's a believer, he isn't. And he didn't realize that if he just let Christ come into his heart, he would have been saved. He would have been saved. And he would have saved his marriage. He would have saved many things. Father, I have no idea why the world is the way the world is. I know that you have a perfect plan for everything. And ultimately, we're going to see from heaven, we're going to see everything in perspective. We're going to see things from your altitude. We're going to realize that all of these things happened for a good reason. We may not understand it, but you have a perfect plan in your perfect will. Dear Father, I just say, please, never harden my heart. Never, ever take me away from you. I love you with all my heart. I'm sorry. I'm so, so sorry for the times I've sinned, for the things that I've done to hurt you, to grieve you. Please know I love you. Know I love you with all my heart. I'm human. I'm flesh and blood. I need hugs and kisses, and I need to be loved. Please forgive me for all the times that I've gone out seeking comfort, care, love, attention, affection, and never got it, and found that I could only get it from you. I could only get love from you. And I thank you so much that you have rescued me and that you brought me home. Father, I really, really love you. I don't like sin. I hate sin. Sin takes me away from you. Draw me closer. Let me always pray to you. Let me always make you my priority in my life. Make me always adore you. I really care for you. Keep me smiling and laughing, and keep me making people around me laugh so that they know that I'm kind of a cool guy. Life is challenging. It's hard for everyone. And if we just use a sense of humor, we can just make everyone feel so much better about life. Oh, Father, I love you. Please forgive me. Forgive me. Forgive me. Forgive me. In Jesus' mighty name.